Thought Bubble Audio.
Look, up in the sky.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Welcome to Beer with Geeks with Tim and Frank.
Who are you?
I'm Batman.
I am Iron Man.
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Hi, Christopher. I'm Nero.
My name is Inigo Montoya.
You're a wizard, Harry.
A couple of guys with a couple of beers and a whole lot of pop culture nostalgia.
Make it so, number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatles.
Name the dog Indiana.
Life finds a way.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Now sit back and crack open a cold one, because it's time for Beer with Geeks.
It comes in paints.
Shaken, not stirred.
Great Scott!
I was way off. I knew it started with an S, though.
Hi, and welcome to Beer with Geeks, where two geeks geek out with beer. I'm Tim, and with me, as always, is my man who loves to make a good list. It's Frank. How are you today?
Hello. I'm sitting here in the palatial Beer with Geeks theater studio, right across the hall from the screening room, where we watch all of the important films that are fundamental to our society.
You said palatial. That's what I got.
I did, yes. They are palatial.
What an excellent vocab word. I'm so proud of you and your vocabulary skills.
Thank you.
Frank, before we talk about the palatial theater screenings,
yes.
What beer are you drinking this evening? Day, morning,
yes.
Whatever time it is.
Today, yes.
Yes.
I am enjoying this is one we've talked about before. It is a Jack's Abbey post-shift Pilsner, Bavarian-Style Pilsner.
That is good. Jack's Abbey is great.
Jack's Abbey is great, and the post-shift Pilsner is one of their strongest candidates, and I really, really enjoy it, and I'm enjoying one today. What about you? What, pray tell, are you sipping on tonight?
Oh, well, summer is almost upon us, and I am drinking a Sam Adams Summer Ale from the pack. This is a good summer ale this year. Sometimes they're heavy.
It is.
We've talked about that almost every year of the inception of this podcast. Is the Sam Adams Summer heavy or not this year?
It's one of that and Porch Rocker might be are two of the beers we've definitely drank every calendar year.
Absolutely.
That this podcast has been around.
Yes, I remember when Porch Rocker dropped, when it was new, because that was when we were recording.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty sure.
I think it was during our first year, I think.
Yeah, I think so. It was definitely in your apartment in the North End.
Right.
For sure.
Yes, definitely. And I remember having it at your place during that time as well. I remember both of our homes at that time when the podcast started. So it was, if not every single year, damn near close.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Cool. So post-shift Pilsner and the Sam Summer. Yeah, I actually, I almost grabbed Sam Summer. Would have been so funny if we both were having it. Could
have been the Summer of Sam. No, wait.
Summer of Sam.
No, that's not right. That can't be good. So someone said to me the other day, it's I've never heard of I've never met a bad Sam. And the first thing that came in my head was Summer of Sam. That's the bad Sam, right?
How about the son of Sam?
Or the son of Sam. That's that's worse. That's actually what I thought of. But Frank, we're here to admit our sins in a move that everybody does. People the constant frame when you haven't seen a movie or a television show or whatever is just what do you mean you haven't seen insert movie? What do you mean you haven't seen? And so I feel each of us assembled a list of 5 movies of the movies that we probably should have seen, but we haven't, and we at least pretend that we have seen them when they get brought up. I've
been guilty of it. I've done it.
Totally. We make do with the information that we have about it, and then we just move on from there. Others, maybe you haven't seen it because you're obstinate and you want to see how long you can go without seeing it.
There is that too.
Yep, I've got a couple of those myself.
Nice.
And so We are here to start that list. Frank, give me your first movie.
All right.
Be prepared, just so we're aware. From East Side, we definitely should respond with, what do you mean?
You're going to lose respect for both of us by the end of this podcast.
One, there's that. But no, there's definitely that. But two, I'm definitely going to say, what do you mean you haven't seen?
Oh,
like more than
I
one.
feel can we like declare a truce on that? Can we do like no judgment zone here?
It's not maybe so much a judgment zone. I think it's more like a knee-jerk reaction, like the doctor hits your knee and you say, what do you mean you haven't seen An American in Paris or whatever?
Totally a knee-jerk reaction. You're right.
Sure.
Sure. All right. I'm going to start with, I'm going to get vulnerable here today, folks. I'm going to start with Superman 78. No, I'm kidding.
What do you mean?
The Shawshank Redemption.
Are you for real right now?
I'm for real right
now. Wow, you got so real. We've been making fun of Damon for years for not seeing it, and you've been sitting silently on the sidelines. Being like,
I don't remember that.
That loser. That
What
loser.
has been happening? I don't remember that.
We get on David's case all the time. Maybe not all the time, but
I have.
Apparently, because you've been sitting silent on the sidelines, and you're like, I don't want to join that conversation. Let them
Is
know.
this happening in the same text thread that I'm in? I don't
Yes,
remember.
we were like, I think we just did it like last week or the week before, and by we, apparently, I mean Dan and I, because you also haven't seen it. Wow,
I have not. I
so
have
you
not.
did,
Damon, I'm with you.
And I bet I
stand in
know why
solidarity with
too.
you.
I bet I know why you haven't seen it, because you did not grow up with cable, so you didn't watch it on TNT like the rest of us.
That is it.
Yep.
That is exactly the reason.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly the reason. Yep. That pretty much case open and shut. It is because I didn't have cable, and so it was not ever present in front of me.
Sure.
Honestly, that's going to be the reason with most of the films that I'm going to mention today. That is the main reason for most things. By the way, today, you said TNT. I think today it's AMC. Those are the ones that always have it in heavy rotation.
Yes.
But you know what? What I need to do is just search for it on my DVR and just mark it to record, and then I'll just see it in my DVR.
That's a good idea.
Like it's going to play on one of the channels, probably AMC, sooner or later, right? And then it'll be there among all the TV I need to watch, and I'll be like, oh yeah, can't forget to watch that.
That's a good idea. Now, because you haven't seen it, I need you to tell me what you think the movie is about.
Oh no, it's about it's about
because I assume you've been pretending for years.
No, I haven't. I have not really needed to all that much. So no, I haven't. I know it's about a prison break. I know there's like behind a poster of something that I probably should know what. That could be the cultural thing that I could pretend to know, right? Is like what kind of poster it was hidden behind. Even
just that the escape route is behind the poster, I feel like that's enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen moments from it.
Sure.
You know, it's not like I have no.
Sure. Tim Robbins standing in the rain without a shirt on is like.
Right, obviously that's iconic. The peeking into the opening behind the poster is another one that, you know. So like but like Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman is basically like where my knowledge of the movie really ends, other than like the basic like I know it's a prison break movie, but I know it's like supposed to be one of the best movies of all time, and gosh, why the heck haven't I seen it?
Yeah, you know, it's funny if you think of it like a prison break movie, I can see why you haven't seen it. I think that's probably the biggest flaw. It's like incidental, like the fact that there is a prison break.
I understand that.
Okay, yeah. Frank, this is going to shock you. It's really about redemption. I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was a clue.
They should really be more upfront about that.
I think so too. It should be called The Redemption at Shawshank, because then you would know right up the front. Because you like the shock. You know like
what?
You lose
just
it.
Get rid of that definite article at the top at the front, and just call it Redemption at Shawshank.
There you go.
Why make it the second word? Make it the first word.
Yeah. In fact, just call it Dem. You know, like just confuse everybody.
You know what? Meeting adjourned.
Dem. Like it's an email.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is your first
my
confession?
My first confession this is, I think it's a big one for the era we grew up in. I don't know if it's lasting, but I have never seen The Usual Suspects. Ever.
Oh, sure.
Ever.
Same.
Oh, good for you. Good for you.
It's the opposite of it's more than just a shame-free zone. It's like
yeah, this is supporting. Hey, good for you.
Hey, so supportive.
I've never seen it. It's not out of obstinance isn't the right word. Like I just never cropped up when I was a kid or in high school or college or like really any of those like prime movie watching time, like cultural movie watching times. And I know there's a twist. There's a very famous twist, apparently, but I don't know what the twist is. I just know Kaiser Sose or Kaiser Jose or the Kaiser Bun, Kaiser Roll. I don't know. Something like
Kaiser
that.
Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah, perfect. And that's it. That's all I've got besides the cast and the weirdo that is Bryan Singer. And so
Kaiser Wilhelm.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's a World War I movie. Didn't know that. Twist. So
that's the twist.
That's the twist. You know what the twist is? There's a bunch of Kaiser rolls in a bag with a little twist on it. So you got to undo the twisty to get the Kaiser roll.
Man, I wish we had Kaiser rolls to eat for the rest of this podcast.
That would be wonderful. Carby, considering we're also drinking beer, but I would do it. I would do it.
That's more of a worse thing for me, the diabetic, than it is for you. You'd be fine.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
You'd
be not fine.
Also fine, but I'd be making some choices.
Yes.
Yeah,
so that's it. Well, if you haven't seen it, then truthfully, I don't know what it's about. They're criminals, and so like there must be like a murder or something, and they're like, bring in the usual suspects. We gotta check these guys out.
Well, it when the first time I saw Casablanca and realized that the Usual Suspects was a reference to Casablanca.
I didn't even know that. What?
Yeah, because the Claude Rains role, the
Inspector.
whatever police guy or military guy or constable or whatever his title is.
Yep.
At one point says round up the usual suspects. And so that's one of his like iconic lines when people think about his character. It's like that and like, the gambling shocked to find out there's gambling here. Like
you're winning, sir. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's my favorite part of the movie. Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite moment of his. But one of his other well-known lines is round up the usual suspects. So when I made that connection at some point, I was like, that's what they named that movie after.
Wow, I did not know that. That was worth mentioning this movie just to learn that bit of information.
There you go.
Your next movie, sir.
My winning, sir. Apocalypse Now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me take a gander again as to why you haven't seen it. You're not big on war movies.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
And pretty much end.
That and not having cable. We'll as a kid, we'll do it.
I only saw it as an adult. When did I see it? I saw it
for Academy Rewind, the podcast where you talk about Academy Award nominated films.
No, it wasn't, though you would think that it was. That's a good choice.
You would think that it was. And if you wanted to find out, you could go to academyrewind.com for that.
Indeed. You would think that it was for Academy Rewind. I think I actually saw it in 70 millimeter on the big screen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think there was like this kind of run of movies that I went to with Boston with a few people, like saw 2001 that way for the first time, and I'm pretty sure that's how I saw Apocalypse Now for the first time.
Do you remember where you saw it? Was it Coolidge Corner?
Yeah, it was Coolidge Corner. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right on.
Yeah. Great theater.
Oh man, I miss that place.
Yeah.
Do you miss that place?
I miss
totally. That place.
I miss doing that. Yeah.
This Coolidge Corner is, if you want to Google it, I'll put it in the show notes. Is one of those theaters that is, your local art house theater, but it's like a classic old movie house in Boston.
Deco, big statues,
Art Deco, beautiful design. Multiple theaters within it, and all of them beautiful old rooms. Looks like a Broadway theater or something. Very ornate decor and all that stuff. And and they do great stuff with. I saw Rocky Horror there on Halloween night once. I've seen, like they do those kinds of things where it's like a screening of a classic film, either on 70 millimeter, like Tim's talking about, or, with Rocky Horror, obviously it's the whole thing with everyone throwing the plastic cutlery at the screen and saying the lines and all that fun stuff.
It's cool. Yeah, I don't think when I saw 2001, I thought, I don't know if I would have appreciated this movie or even liked it as much as I did because I saw it there. Like, it's part of the experience. It was a great moment of, like, why you should see theater movies in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, what do you think Apocalypse Now is about, Frank?
Helicopters?
Sure is. It's actually
Napalm in the morning?
It is about that. See, you have enough in you to, like, just be like, yeah, don't you love the smell of napalm in the morning? And you're like, that's it. It's all you need.
I just love that shot in The Force Awakens of those TIE fighters, coming, TIE fighters coming over the horizon.
Yep.
And the heat haze and everything. I just love that. Really evokes Apocalypse Now for me. I just really, really, just
you YouTube poser. Get at it.
Is the thing that people have said to me, and I've been like,
yes, indeed. Indeed it is and has. It's good. It's Heart of Darkness, but Vietnam. So it's
okay.
Joseph Conrad. Not even if you haven't read Heart of Darkness, like it's still, but that is what it is. And it's very good. I think I've seen it twice now, but I wouldn't go back to it because I also don't really like war movies, so it's whatever. My next one. Probably a great sin for our generation. I've never seen Fight Club.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Have
you seen Fight Club?
I don't know anymore. I think I've seen.
I've lied about it too much.
No. It's the thing. No. Here's the thing: is that I've seen enough of it that I can't quite remember if I watched it a long time ago or if I've just seen a lot of clips from it.
Sure. I understand that.
Because I've seen a lot from it or like YouTube videos about it or whatever. But I think I watched it in high school. Here's my it might be a false memory, but I remember like I went through a phase in like sophomore, junior year of high school where I was like, I need to work my way down the AFI list of greatest movies of all time and fill in some gaps. So I did. That's how I saw Casablanca. That's how I saw Jaws. That's how I saw a lot of classic films. Like going through you got to see Citizen Kane, man. You just can't like be a movie fan and not see Citizen Kane. You got to watch it. And so I think I watched Fight Club around that time. I think.
I mean, that makes sense to me. I have never seen it. I've seen,
but you know the twist.
Yeah, and that's why I've never watched it. Truthfully, because like I know the twist. So not that negates the entirety of the movie. But like that, but I don't know if the movie basically hinges. Movies with a big twist that hinge on their twist, like like they, whether it is good or not good or rewatchable, I should say, kind of hinge on that. So if you kind of know it going in, I guess you can I can look for the seeds of it, but also like the type of movie watcher I am, like I'm like I have like a B+ for like even an A- for like getting twists or figuring it out before it gets there. Like, you know what I mean? To just know how stories are structured, the seeds that they're planting early. You just kind of like read it, you analyze it early and you go, oh, this is what's going to happen. That's why I didn't care for Arrival, because I figured out everything in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And I was
This is how I felt about Shutter Island. I figured out everything really early on.
Yep.
And then the rest of the movie just felt disappointing to me because it just
you're just waiting for them to go, oh, yeah, here it is.
Yeah, I was almost waiting for them, like, please subvert my expectations, and they didn't.
Yep. Yep, that makes sense. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's why I haven't seen Fight Club.
Okay.
But I don't really talk about it because you're not supposed to talk about it. See, I know the things.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I know the things. All right, your number 3.
My number 3. Hey, could you pass me that Royale with cheese?
No, what is that?
That's what they call a Big Mac in France, in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah.
The next movie that I haven't
You haven't seen Pulp Fiction. I've only seen it once, to be perfectly fair. So quoting it is not in my forte.
Yeah, I was not overexposed to Quentin Tarantino films until college. I was aware of him obviously before that, and I'd seen like Kill Bill before that. Our shout out to our friend Andrew.
That was the first one that I had seen too. I saw Kill Bill in high school in the theater, and I went, "What is happening?"
Oh, you saw it in theater? Oh, interesting.
First Tarantino I ever saw was Kill Bill, and it was in the theater.
Kill Bill Volume 1.
Volume 1. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's confusing enough on its own. You know, I imagine it's more confusing if you're starting with Volume 2 or something. But Tarantino. I really do enjoy. I like Tarantino quite a bit as a director. But Pulp Fiction has been one of those that sort of has eluded me and has been not as high on the priority list as maybe it ought to be. But
I found that by the time I got to it, it was so overhyped that well,
that's the other thing too, right? Is that I kind of
okay.
know that Tarantino stuff tends to be, their reputations precede them.
Sure.
So it's hard not to feel like it's overhyped.
You should watch some of his more poorly reviewed ones and be like, "Ooh, this is actually pretty good."
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. I actually kind of feel like, if it's possible for Reservoir Dogs to be underrated, I feel like it might be.
I don't know. I don't think that would be weird to say that Reservoir Dogs is underrated. I was thinking more like Jackie Brown or
sure,
even The Hateful Eight. I think criminally underrated. Even by Tarantino fans. So yeah. Well, that was a good one. That's a very good one. My next one is Goodfellas.
That's on my list too.
Yay!
2 birds with 1 stone right there.
Fantastic.
Or I'm sorry.
2 fellas with 1
No,
good.
I'm sorry. The correct way to say that is not killing 2 birds with 1 stone. It is feeding 2 birds with 1 scone.
Oh. Much better. You know, you really shouldn't feed birds scones because they would make their tummies explode.
But it's better than killing them with a stone, right? So
I don't think so. You're just killing them a different way.
Okay, you know what? I'm killing them with kidney stones instead of an actual stone.
Sharp kidney stones. Sharp. So you haven't seen Goodfellas, and I haven't seen Goodfellas. Frank, what do you think it's about?
Mobsters? Yeah,
that's like I got.
It's about Ray Liotta cackling with a cigar in his mouth.
Maybe. I don't even know. Is he in that movie? I don't know.
Okay, that's not okay.
No, I know he's in that movie. That I know, but truthfully,
okay, no, I'm calling
this
foul.
This is like a half one. But I also haven't seen Casino, so in my mind, the 2 movies are basically like conflated. They are like
I have made that
movie.
mistake.
Yep,
I actually just the other day I think my father-in-law brought up Casino, and I was like, I think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen that one.
Nope. Yep, I've never seen Goodfellas ever. Nope. And no, truthfully, nor do I really care to. So people who are mad or whatever, like, I don't really care for mobster movies. They are what they are. Nothing against Scorsese. I like Scorsese. I think every time I see a Scorsese movie, I go, wow, he's very good. He continues to be very good. He's always very good. But I just it's just not my material for movies.
It's not mine. It's not mine either. I think that's one of the reasons why I don't often bring up The Godfather as like one of my favorite series or favorite movies, or
because you recognize how good it is, but inside its genre, you go, it's not my favorite genre.
Yeah, that's it. Like as a movie, irrespective of its genre, I'm like, yes, this is excellent for all these reasons. But the genre, kind of how I feel about. I know we've talked about how I feel about fantasy films. It's like, wow, The Lord of the Rings is an unbelievable technical achievement. Not my kind of movie, but oh my god, what an amazing movie!
Sure.
And that's how I feel about The Godfather, and yeah, but because I don't care for mobster movies as a rule, I agree with you. That's kind of the reason why I haven't seen Goodfellas, and I that's what I don't feel that bad about not having seen.
I only feel bad about it when people look at you and go, "What do you mean you haven't seen Goodfellas?"
Yeah.
And then I go, "Yeah,
I know.
Meh.
I don't feel that bad. I'm secure enough. I'm secure enough as a human being to be like, no, haven't seen it.
Yep, I agree. Well, that was yours and mine. So I guess we'll go back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple extras on my list
good.
just in case something like that happens. So,
great.
I guess this would be my last one. The Big Lebowski.
Oh, me either. That's not on my list either. Shoot.
Okay.
That would have been a good one on my list. Yep. Haven't seen it. Actually, when you asked about the Big Mac or whatever, the Royale with cheese, I was
Royale with cheese?
My first thought was, is that a Big Lebowski reference? So it goes to show you. I don't know, Jack. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Never seen it. It's about bowling and gangsters, I think. That's it. John Goodman's
Honestly,
in it.
I just know about the dude. That's really kind of all I know about Big Lebowski.
He's got carpets or something. I don't know.
The dude, and it ties the room together, and the dude abides, and
that's it. Yeah, nothing. I got nothing. Nothing.
Jeff Bridges.
You know what?
Long may he reign.
You know, Jeff Bridges in that era though would have made a great Lobo. That's my takeaway.
Yeah. Oh, what a good.
Yeah. Ding, ding, ding.
Good. Good.
Yeah,
great.
He'd have made a great Lobo. So good.
He would have been a great Lobo. Wow.
Yeah, so that's that. All right.
Round us out.
My next one, maybe not maybe beloved but certainly culturally of its time, is Big. I've never seen Big.
Tom Hanks. Oh, wow. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
That's right. I also, I hadn't seen that one until my adult years and happened to see it on TV.
Yeah.
So that's,
he steps on the keys at FAO Schwartz. It's a cute movie.
You know what?
The adult woman falls in love with a child that looks like an adult.
And we pretend that it's not weird that she fell in love. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you basically got it.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you basically got it. I feel like it was a bigger deal when it came out early in Tom Hanks' career than it is these many years later.
Okay.
These 35-ish years later, I feel like it's sort of like it's lower on the list of the Tom Hanks canon than I think it used to be.
Okay.
Because this is pre Sleepless in Seattle, pre Forrest Gump, pre
sure.
all of his like iconic and award-winning roles.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
It's good. It's fun. If it's on TV, you should watch it. Like if it happens to be on.
Yeah, I don't have
TV,
cable, so whatever. Yeah, so
whatever.
I'm never gonna watch it.
There you go.
Yeah, so whatever. Your last one, you said you had an extra one, so because Goodfellas is a repost, so
yes,
a
repost.
Let's
go with. I'm going to piss a lot of people off.
Oh, good one to end on. Good.
I'm going to piss a lot of people off. I'm going to get a lot of angry letters. And I'm going to stick with the Tom Hanks theme, and it's Saving Private Ryan.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's all right. I can make people doubly mad at this if you want. I have seen it. Thank you, Academy Rewind. I think I'd actually seen it before then. But the first 15 minutes is the best, and the rest of the movie doesn't live up to it, and it's just okay.
I feel like I remember you not loving it on Academy Rewind.
It's just okay. The first 15 minutes is extraordinarily good. Like, really good. Just watch that. After that, it's fine. Like, now, don't get me wrong. It's Spielberg.
I think I've probably seen the first 15 minutes is the thing.
Yeah, all right. Then you're good. Then you're fine. Then you're good. Then, like, Spielberg's Fine is still, like, one of the best movies of the year. So, like, don't, you know what I mean? So, like, take that.
I thought you were just saying Spielberg's Fine, and I was like, whoa.
No. It's one of the greatest directors to ever live.
No. I hear what you're saying. A Fine from Spielberg is still one of the best movies from
Correct, but I don't think that it's one of his best. I think the first 15 minutes is one of his best.
Okay.
But yeah, it's okay. But
the way I hear it spoken about, it is reverenced so much that I feel like I really ought to watch it because like I am missing out on some really powerful film experience that a lot of people are talking about. Is that not your?
That was not my experience with it.
Yeah,
but I don't. I think part of that is that I just don't really care for war movies. I don't, or battlefield movies. I like political war. I like if the whole movie took place inside the war room, I'm there. Like, I'm more invested.
As long as you don't fight in there, I'm with you.
No fighting in the war room, Frank. No, there's no fighting in the war room. A movie I have seen. I'll have you
Yes,
know.
I love that movie.
Yes, Dr. Strangelove, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about or we're talking about.
Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
Correct. The whole shebang. No, Saving Private Ryan's a good one to end on. I've got 3 here. I feel like one is going to be confusing for people that know me, so I'm going to go with that one. I've never seen Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Why would that be confusing for people who know?
Because
you?
I love Tim Burton. He's one of my favorite directors.
Oh, Tim Burton.
And I've seen...
I was like, because is Pee Wee Herman such a big part of your identity?
No, not at
Tim
all.
Burton. Yes,
and I've
yes,
seen
yes.
every Tim Burton movie except for Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Okay. In that sense, that is surprising, because I feel like maybe this is the completest in me talking. I know it is. But I guess if I were you, I'd be like, well, I got to just watch this one, and then I can say I've seen every Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, but I also have zero interest. And I think, like, he was weird when I was a kid. Like, it was like this, like, yeah, I'm not interested in that. It kind of weirds me out. And I've just kind of carried with me into adulthood. And so I've just, nothing against Paul Rubens, who's great. Like, I just never, like, it just never attracted me as a viewer. And so I've just never gone back to it. And so, yeah. Do you have any runners up that you want to mention that without going into them? That's a yes.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay.
Raging Bull.
Nope, me either.
Oh, all right. I feel better. Was that not an Academy Award?
Not yet, at least.
You haven't gotten up to it in Academy Rewind yet.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, fair. The Princess Bride.
Oh, really? You know what? That one doesn't shock me as much because...
Really?
Well, you're not a fantasy fan, and it's fantasy.
Well, yeah, I guess.
So I didn't see it until... Well, actually, that's not true. I think we watched it in school for like one of the last days of school when I was in 7th or 8th grade. But it didn't really register with me at all. I don't think I actually really appreciated it until I was an adult. So,
interesting.
Yeah, actually, I really appreciated it as an adult. It's very funny. Like, it's really clever, fantasy fan or not. It's it's witty to the cows come home, and I think you would actually like it for that reason. But I would never tell you to watch it either because
gotcha.
It is not.
Because
I wouldn't call it high fantasy. It's just like it's a vague, faraway land. It's almost like,
but it is a fantasy sort of parody, is it not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The hard part about The Princess Bride is that it's many, many things.
Okay.
It's adventure, it's romance, it's fantasy, it's like all children's movie. It's like a bunch of different stuff, and it's all of them so well put together that you can't really say like, oh, it's just this.
Interesting. See, I'm intrigued by that by that alone, just to understand what you mean by that.
Yeah, it's
because I conceptually understand, but I would like to more concretely understand what you mean by that.
It's like when you watch a movie or a show or whatever, and you can just tell that everyone is having the time of their lives.
Yeah,
even like the villain who hates everyone, you just know that as soon as the camera stops rolling, they're like, "This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me in my job."
Sure.
Like that's kind of The Princess Bride. You can just tell that everyone loves each other all the time, and they are just. It's like, we became actors to have fun, and this is us having fun. And I think that's what makes it so special. I have 2 I want to mention. Gone with the Wind. Never seen Gone with the Wind.
Oh, I forgot about that, but we have talked about it. Yeah,
yeah.
That's a movie I've seen many, many times.
And this is one I don't think you've seen either, but it like crops up. I have a friend group that's a little bit older than me. They're in their like early 40s, whatever. My Blockbuster friends. So like they're. Like sometimes their pop culture references are just like a little bit like older than me, and so they all love Big Trouble in Little China. And I've never seen it.
That is something that generation loves. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Generation. They're our generation, but the elder millennial set.
Yep. Yep. And I've never seen it. So nothing against it. Yeah. No. Actually, a lot of Kurt Russell movies. Someone asked me like. I think my wife asked me who Kurt Russell was, and I'd be like, well, he's in this, and this. And I'm like, I haven't seen any of those things. Escape from New York, Escape from L.A., Big Trouble in Little China. Like, I haven't seen any of those.
I cannot remember this gentleman's name, but Kurt Russell's son, who is on Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep. I know who you're talking about.
Him.
Wyatt Russell.
He
pretty sure I'll use, but we're at the end of the episode, so I'll use my lookup.
Use a lookup, sure. Kurt Hawn Russell.
Goldie Hawn.
But his name is Kurt. And
his name's Wyatt Russell. I was right. I didn't.
Wyatt Russell. There you go. All right.
Did not use that lookup. Ding
for you.
Thanks.
So yes, Derek Russell, and he.
That was
Wyatt Russell came up in a YouTube video that I was watching with Marissa, and she asked me who that was, and I said he is the son of Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, and she was like, "Who's Kurt Russell?" And I went through exactly the exchange you just mentioned, where I named a bunch of movies that he is in that I have not seen, and realized that he's just famous for being famous in a certain sense.
Sure, like he's famous beyond the projects that he's most famous for.
Yes, he's bigger than the sum of his parts.
Yeah, which is actually quite impressive when you think about it.
You know what? He's an old school movie star. Is what he is. He's like he's one of the last of maybe the people. You could say like he is just famous for being a movie star, and here are the movies that he's in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but he's famous for being a movie star.
Yeah. Which does not diminish his talent because he actually is.
No, not at all.
Talented.
I mean, in the old classic Hollywood sense of like everybody knew who. I mean, even to some, our generation still knows who Bob Hope is. Maybe not the generation after us, but our generation still knows who Bob Hope is, even if we don't know.
I was going to go with like Jimmy Stewart or
Jimmy Stewart too. Sure,
like,
to me it's all the same. Like
Clark
like
Gable.
to somebody who is famous for being in movies, but I don't know anything. I've never seen any of the movies he's in.
Yep, that's a great
he or she or they.
Great example. Well, Frank, this was fun. Thanks for airing your dirty laundry with me. If the people want to hear more of our dirty laundry, where can they find us?
The local laundromat, while you listen to us in whatever podcast app that you listen to. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Overcast, wherever. You can find us there. You can subscribe there. You can rate and review us in those places. You can check out the show notes in those places. You can also find the show notes at beerwithgeeks.com and the whole back catalog of shows. You can search and check out all the old stuff we've talked about over the almost 10 years we've been doing this show. And you can, of course, email us at beerwithgeeks@gmail.com and send us all the hate mail and all the how have you not seen insert name of movie here. You know, we did this a while back with books. And now we're doing it with movies. I feel like we could keep coming back to this this conversation.
Oh, there's definitely a lot of movies that I have not seen that I should. But
there's more movies. There's more books. There's TV shows. There's lots that we can tap with this. So let us know if you liked it.
I'll give you a preview.
gmail.com.
I'll give you a preview. I've never seen. Oh, that's all the time we have. I guess they're playing us off. Okay, see. Bye, Frank. Great to talk to you. Cheers.
Cheers.